Hello everyone, I hope that you are all having a great day. I have been gone for a while, but to make up for it, I'm doing a pretty long video. And it's going to be a current sketchbook tour. My sketchbook is not over yet. I actually have a couple that I'm working on right now. But I thought I would update you all on how it is going because the new sketchbooks have a lot of pages, and if I made a separate video for when it was all over, that video would be way too long. So I'm just going to do kind of sketchbook updates. Anyway, I am currently working on 2 separate sketchbooks and some loose watercolor paper. Both these sketchbooks are really nice. I think they're in my art haul video, which, you know, it's there somewhere if you want to see it. And let's begin. I'm going to start with the big one, and this one is my supposedly character design book. I was starting to write a story about the sun and the moon. It's currently untitled because I can't find a cool title that is not very obvious. I took this idea that I had from my previous sketchbook, which was my mixed media one, and it was the moon character, and I was trying to expand it to see, well, how would this character look from all the angles. If you can see the gigantic square that is taped to the page, it's actually a printout from my other sketchbook. I scanned in a couple of pages, and then I had it printed so that I could have it there for reference whenever I wanted to see it. And I did the same for the main character of the story, which is this flaming haired woman thing. I'm actually really pleased on how the printed versions of the sketchbook look. They look fantastic. For the panel on the left side, and that paper cannot handle ink very well, so that was my last attempt at that. But still working on that, haven't made any progress. It's kind of stuck for a little bit because I had the idea of something else, and I'm working on that right now, so yeah. This is a quick sketch of the sun character, which is kind of the counterpart to the moon character at first. This is another character for another idea that I have that has not been developed yet. I mean, I kind of know what I want to do, but I don't, so I'm just leaving it there. And this is my other child. Her name is Starla, and she is fantastic, and I love her very much. She's my new character, and this page right here is markers and color pencils, and I am loving the whole shading the skin with blue and leaving it white, for her at least. And that's the one I've been working on, and I want to make a comic about her really soon, and it's not going to be named Taken because that is a stupid name that has already been applied to 4 movies. That page right there is just me. I made a mistake with markers, and I was like, I do not love this anymore, so I just painted over it. That's a pro tip: if you ever have something that you hate on your sketchbook, just pour acrylic paint over it. It'll just cover it right up, and you don't ever have to see it again. Now this is more Starla. This is her abduction outfit. Her story has a lot to do with like space and aliens and the stars, and that's why her name is Starla. And I love her outfit. I just love it so much. It has tiny little aliens. It has tiny little aliens on her pajama pants, and I think that's adorable. This is her on her meditation thing. I don't know why I like to give my characters kind of attacks and stuff, even though they might not be violent or have to fight in any way in their stories. Sometimes they don't even have stories, but I still make them have powers and stuff. And this is hers. She's kind of levitating, and I forgot to give her eyebrows for some reason. This right here is a failed Litten thing. I don't know. I don't like it at all anymore. I always pick the fire starter in Pokemon, and Torchic is my all-time favorite. Now it's time for the second smaller sketchbook. They are both from the same brand and they're both the same paper and all that stuff. It's just the sizes that are different. Well, first is the cover page, which the big one doesn't have. And it has the date where it started, and it has kind of my channel brand mascot, which is Bunny and Wolf, although Wolf is kind of the main one and Bunny is kind of the the pet. It's like Wolf's pet, basically. But I just feel like it sounds too much like Tiger and Bunny, because Wolf and Bunny, I mean, it's the same thing. I need to find a name, you guys. I need to find a name for black bunny and white bunnies. Like, now we have some adorable ghosts, and I don't think I've ever drawn creepy ghosts on purpose. They're always cute and adorable, mostly because I'm very afraid of ghosts in real life, and I'm like, nope, ghosts are cute, at least in my sketchbooks and in my drawings, they have to be cute. For the second page, I actually messed up. I was filling in her hair with ink, but I stained a little piece where her mouth was, so I had to oh my god, what do I do? It's like right at the beginning. So I did the little bubble that says hello that coincidentally looks like a little poop emoji, and then I drew all the other ghosts, which all have pretty names, and I love the ghost squad. I mean, amazing. Again, we have a cute ghost. I love cute ghosts so much, guys. Like, they are so adorable. And this wasn't even October or anything. This was August. I draw ghosts year round. I don't care about anything. And there's again Wolf and Bunny, and I wanted to do this animated wolf. I wanted to make him wag his tail and if he was sleeping, so a lot of these early pages are just me drawing him over and over so that I could get used to what kind of shape do I want him to be. Is he more round? Is he more oval? How does the hair in his ears go and all that stuff. Again, we have a full page of Wolf being adorable, and we have this tiny kind of comic strip about a planet and a satellite, and the satellite is sending cute heart messages to the planet, and the planet is blushing, although I don't know if it's a planet or a moon or an asteroid, because let's just call it a moon. So the satellite is sending pretty things to the moon, and then the moon is blushing, because why not? Again, more wolf, and a weird bunny-wolf combination. Now this is a gladiator for some reason. I really wanted to try using inks on this paper to see how it would hold up, and it holds up pretty nicely if you use a light wash, and the color spreads weirdly. It has a very definite texture to this, so I don't use it as often, but I thought the gladiator turned out pretty great. And again, cute ghost. I mean, come on. Some more wolf, and look how adorable this is. I really want to animate Wolf sleeping, snoring, doing it very loudly, and I need to do that. I always forget. It's too adorable. And this is another character of mine, supposedly, and his name is Crow, because I have zero imagination for names. My cat's name is Lucky. I mean, zero imagination for names. But yeah, he's called Crow, and he's fat, and he walks through the forest. And I've done pieces, one piece of him before. I wanted to do a little series of him walking through the woods. These are characters that live in the tiny floating village that is in the next page. Something like a weird Tin Man ripoff that has a hat for some reason, a bird, because of course birds, and a guy whose head, I don't know, I can't decide if I want to make it feathers or leaves. And this is just a cute floating village because, you know, everyone needs a derivative floating village, of course. And I haven't worked on that, but it is coming. And this is a plain doodle, I think it was. I had a recent out-of-town trip that I took, and airports are boring as hell. So, you know, you sketch a lot, and I think this was a plain doodle instead of an airport doodle. But it was fun. I've been trying to draw people in profile a lot more just to get used to it because I sucked at it. I think I still do, but getting better, so just practicing, seeing if I could do it from memory. This is another plain doodle, and I mean, I didn't color this on the plane because I colored it with inks instead of markers or anything. So I waited till I was at my friend's house, but I did draw her on the plane, and the guy next to me was very uncomfortable that her nipple was out. I always find that really, really funny. And then the stewardess came by. She was like, "Oh my god, that's so nice." And then the guy was very clearly uncomfortable. And when she said, "Oh, but you can see her boob." Like, yes, she's a mermaid. She doesn't care. Also, I love that fish. Oh, that page died. That page is wrecked. So I had to tape it back in because I didn't want to lose part of the tail of the mermaid. This paper is really, the markers look good on it, but it bleeds through. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm working on stuff. So this page is a mess. It's a tiny self-portrait, which I've been doing a lot lately, and they all look different. Like, I cannot do a self-portrait that looks like me and another one that I have done. It's incredible. And then a tiny, tiny Perona from One Piece because my friend was cosplaying Perona, which is why I was out of town. And a adorable, like, wooden puppet that has paper clothes and has a paper parrot because why not? Now this right here is one of my favorite spreads because it has a lot of tiny sketches of tiny thumbnail sketches for things that I wanted to do. Some of them are inktober. One of them is a thumbnail for an upcoming video that I wanted to do, and some characters that are completely unrelated. Actually, no. All the three of them in the bottom, the boy with the red hair and the girl with the beautiful yellow hair. That marker, guys, that marker is fantastic. Like, you would think that it is highlighter, but it's not. It's a marker, and it is great. Yeah, Ronnie and Cal. For me, like, in my head, Ronnie and Cal work at the Beyond kind of supermarket, like Afterlife 7-Eleven, probably. And Ronnie had a very traumatic death, so he doesn't speak, which is why he's paired with Cal, who is a very outgoing ghost, who does all the talking for both of them. And I love it so. And again, we have adorable ghosts. I was actually thinking of making this a phone case design because I just think it's so adorable. Over here we have it sounds like I'm giving, well, it's a sketchbook tour, duh, so yes, I am giving you a tour. These are tiny plants. I love drawing flowers and plants and all that stuff. And these are all free-handed because it's kind of doing mandalas and stuff. So I really wanted to do like a coloring page. Okay, so this spread right here has, like, I think has one of my favorite pages, And the first one, I was trying to color this lady, which did not work, and I got tired of it, so I just left it there. But then I did the two ladies that are over there, and they are both characters from the same story that has nothing to do with any of the other stories that I have previously. And one of them is a doctor, the one with the long purple hair. I still have not named her. And the other one, who is also unnamed, I have no idea what she does, but I feel like she would work like in a flower shop. Actually, no. I want to give her something brutal, like something that is very gap from her actual looks. Like something like she's a coroner or an assassin. No, an assassin, no. I don't know. Something like really dark and creepy. But these two I lined with a new pen that I got that was like extremely cheap. It was a gift, and turns out that those tiny pens are Copic proof. Like, not even the Copic liners look so good. This girl right here is from when I was doing my blending video. I wanted to try blending a little bit before I did the video, and this came out, and I think that this one turned out better than the actual piece of art that I did for the video. Pink hair is my weakness. Like, I had pink hair for a while, but not fully pink, but just like pink ombre, and it's my weakness. It's just I couldn't keep up with it because having pink hair is like killing your hair. You have to bleach, you have to dye your hair, not actually dye. This one right here is called A Witch's House, and it is one of the first things that I did on the sketchbook. It's from August, and a ballpoint pen died for this. Like, it actually died. So I sketched a couple of cats over in the other page to see what I wanted to be on the witch's roof, which is right there. And guys, the texture of this, but not like the visual one, but like the one you actually feel with your fingers, is so great. Like, it feels so good to just run your fingers through it, which I shouldn't do because I'll end up like killing it and smudging it everywhere, but it's so satisfying. Now this right here, I think, is my all-time favorite spread of any of my sketchbooks. It just looks so good, and I love it so much. One of the things that I constantly draw is a house in a tree, like a tree that is a house, and that's what that tiny one in the corner is. This one was going to be an Inktober drawing, but then I kind of gave up halfway but I still really like the whole, like, her pose and the texture in the background with the pencil, which is actually not a pencil but a special kind of lead, and a Pilot Eno lead, which has several colors, and I use that with a 0.7 Pentel Technique click, whatever. It's really comfortable because if you click, instead of having to like press at the top, it has like a button on the side, and you can just like lower the lead that way. For this page, I think I was trying out those pens that I was talking about. There are several brands and several thicknesses and all that stuff, and I wanted to see how they would all work. Besides the pens, I actually got this kind of highlighter, which is super cool because if you color with it, you flip it and then you use like the white tip to put it over it. It kind of erases the ink. Thingy, so it's kind of difficult to see because it's very light blue. But I have a couple of random flowers and plants, and a little sketch of the one that ended up turning into the previous page, and this one, which I actually want to do a vector illustration of. I think it would look really nice that way, so I want to do that. I just, haven't gotten around to it. And on the other page, I have the beginning of a couple of bookworm doodles. This is my version of a reading nook, and it has like a stack of books and a candle, which is very, very dangerous if you have, you know, kind of a fabric and a lot of cushions that have a lot of stuffing that is very flammable, and books next to it. Please don't have candles next to very flammable stuffing and paper. But in an imaginary world, the candle is cute and not at all a fire hazard. These ones are also for the bookworm thing, and it was just kind of a bookworm reading, which I don't know why I thought of that posture. Like, who reads that way? Nobody. A cat, obviously, because, you know, cats. I don't know why, but when I think bookworm, I think of teapots and teacups and coffee and all that stuff. So obviously there's a teapot and a stack of books, a worm that is a tribute to the GBA game, which I spent so much time playing when I was younger. Like, I would play for hours. Hello, kind of a nerd, if, you know, that wasn't clear enough for you. Now there is a bunch of loose watercolor paper that I also used to create the Inktober pieces and some other stuff. These are not in order of the day that it corresponds to. So the first one here is Brooke from One Piece, and I love him so much, and he is literally a skeleton, so I thought it would be really appropriate for him to be a part of the Inktober repertoire and stuff like that. Over here is a girl jumping away from a cliff that has a teethy monster behind her. That's my cat. She loves to jump on things when I'm recording, of course. Over here is, I think I named it Familiar, and this is actually a speed paint up here in my channel. I think I explained it all in the video. You know what? Let's just move on. And this is another weird self-portrait of me. I did a blog post in August about how weird July had been for me. So over here is a tiny wolf and bunny. This is actual Ray of Sunshine Hinata Shoyo from Haikyuu, but he does not look like actual Ray of Sunshine Hinata Shoyo. No, he looks like what Hinata would look like if he was the bad guy in the show, or if, oh my god, you know what this looks like? This looks like if Oikawa and Shoyo had a baby. And that baby went to Karasuno. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, he looks evil and nothing like the actual character, which was sad. This is Perona from One Piece, and my friend was cosplaying Perona, so I drew her a lot. Over here, this is supposed to be a witch's hand, kind of holding some sort of light power thing. I just wanted to draw hands that day. A Frankenstein girl or something. She has a lot of cuts and a lot of sews. Her hair took a long time to fill in because I used India ink and a tiny brush, which was really stupid of me. But I really like how it turned out. I think this is one of my favorites from Inktober. Well, in my world thing, this is the brother of the girl from the Familiar picture, and she has a familiar, and I called this one Summoner, I think it was, because he is summoning all the things behind him, and they are like brothers. She does all the close combat, which is why she has only the one, and her outfit is really skin tight, and he does all the long range combat, and it takes a lot more energy, which is why he stays behind and why he can summon all these other things. Right here is a blue skull pattern thing that I did. It's actually a phone case in my shop, and I really wanted a skull phone case. I haven't gotten it yet because I don't know why. This is supposed to be a witchy self-portrait in Inktober. I didn't end up posting this. This is I think it's a skipped day. I actually didn't skip doing it, but I didn't post it because I didn't like the way it turned out. But then I looked at it when I was going over this and I actually liked it, so I was like, oh, I should have posted that. Actually, at this point, I thought I was done, but then I remembered that I had like a whole stack of watercolor paper somewhere else. So here is all the things that I had forgotten that I actually had. All these tiny cards that I'm showing right now are the leftovers of scraps of paper. This is Boo, which also has a speed paint video here in my channel, so you can check that out if you want to. And all of these are tiny originals that I'm selling in my shop, which is why they are all like the same color scheme and stuff. I did this once and then it died. I didn't wait long enough for it to dry, so it bled all over the place and I had to do it again, but it was super okay because the second one is way prettier than the first one. Next is my September favorites, and there is a video on that, so you can go check that out if you want to. And lastly is my blooming skull piece, which was also Inktober. I think it was Inktober day 2, and it is one of my faves. I am so looking forward to making things that have that design on them, but that is also a video, so if you want to see how I did that one, you can check it out. I'll leave the link somewhere. Look for it, and that is it. This has been a pretty long video actually, but that is my sketchbook update tour thing from August to October. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram for updates. They're not daily anymore. I mean, let's be honest. I've also recently been using Twitter a lot, so if you want to talk to me or something, I am there 24/7, just spewing out anything that comes out of my head. You can also see my site/blog. I'll leave a link down below for you to check it out if you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.